Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Dunkeswell Raceway. We are in the southwest of England, in Devon. I think the nearest towns are Taunton and Honiton. And what a fantastic place. We are being greeted for the third round of the NKC, the 2024 Junction 6 NKC Championship. Not only is it the third round of the six-round series, but it's also the third and final round of the Southern Cup. We have already been to Clay Pigeon in April. We went across to Forest Edge for round 2, and here we are at Dunkeswell Raceway. We've been in the south of England for a while now. After this round, we go to our O-Plate meeting, which is in the middle of July. That's up in Cumbria at Rara. And then rounds 4, 5 and 6, which are qualifying rounds for what will be the Northern Cup, but the 3 final qualifying rounds. Wilton Mill in August. September, we're off to Three Sisters in the northwest and up in God's Country in the northeast of England at Wardenlaw for the 6th and final round, but also the 3rd and final round of the Northern Cup. But it's all about round 3 here. And Dunkeswell, now remember the NKC are no strangers to this track. It was formerly known as the Mansell Raceway. It's gone through a bit of a transformation. It's got a new owner. It's took back its older name, Dunkeswell, that I was more familiar with, racing here in the 90s. And oh my goodness, Christian Tanner, who you will see me having a chat to in our paddock show coming up tomorrow lunchtime, and also I think that's available this evening. Christian Tanner and all his staff here at Dunkeswell, they couldn't have been more helpful here, and what a transformation it is. It's certainly had a right old spruce and a bit of decoration, and the track looks absolutely splendid. We are about to go ahead with 4 heats. Junior Rotax will kick things off. Then we go to the Senior 162s, the Rotax 177s. And the second heat for one of our Junior Rotax groups will finalise things this afternoon. And then we're back live with everything that happens tomorrow from 9 a.m. tomorrow.
From 10 a.m. tomorrow?
Oh, well, I'll be here from 9 a.m.
Well, that's good. We'll be here. We'll be here from 9 a.m.
And that strange voice from the ether joining me, Joe Bradley,
straight in with over. No.
Is the security guards here?
No.
Nick Damon. Nick.
Morning, sir.
How great does this place look?
Fantastic.
It's a transformation.
It's amazing what you can do with a bit of hard work and a bit of presentation feeling. You know what this is? This is a kind of like, a Jonathan Palmer taking over those tracks he took over a few years ago.
And absolutely doing a fabulous job. Everybody here is doing a fabulous job.
People joke that all Palmer did was improve the toilets, but he actually improved everything about the circuits. He moved them from being sort of rusty airfields to properly arranged motor racing circuits, and I believe this is pretty similar here. I mean, yes, look, we were here last time. It was a functional kart circuit, but now it's been given a real positive boost and benefit. Yeah,
I'd like to call this the media suite because we are overlooking the first turn here. And if you remember last time, none of the corners here at Dunkeswell had been given names. So we basically created names for them.
Made them up.
But
we did.
We absolutely made them up. Now, everything, the transformation that has taken place is also, we've named the bends, and we're going to take you through those names of these sections and hopefully be right there at the forefront of creating a new history. The history of Dunkeswell Raceway continues. The kart club here was founded by Frank Allway. We have a corner named after him, calling that Always. That's one of the right-hand hairpins on the infield section, but we'll more of that later. For now, though, Nick, Karting Live TV continues to bring you live action throughout the karting season, and this weekend it's all about the NKC. What's your thoughts so far going into round 3?
Incredibly competitive racing, very, very close. It's a fantastic championship. We're a bit biased, I know, but the competition is really great, and one of the main reasons the competition is really great is random grids.
Yeah, mixed grids.
Rather than qualifying. We obviously cover other events we qualify, and you kind of go, and you end up with... Someone actually told us last week as a comment, great work, boys, but all 5 heats were the same.
Yeah, that's what time qualifying will give you. The fast drivers at the front, the slower drivers at the back. Mixed grids, however, what do we mean by mixed grids? If you're new to Karting Live TV, if you're new to the NKC, it basically means that as a competitor in any of the classes, you are given 3 heats. The 3 heats and how you finish accrue points that will formulate the grid for the finals. That will happen tomorrow afternoon. But what happens is with mixed grids, you get one start at the front, near the front of the grid, or actually at the front of the grid, one start in the middle, and one start at the back. And that kind of gives you an even spread. So what that in effect does is, on occasions, what you will see pretty much this afternoon and all day tomorrow in the heats sequences, is you'll get faster drivers starting at the back, and you'll see drivers making their way forward. Now, we try to keep our eyes all over the field here in the NKC.
Yes,
it's impossible. It's impossible to follow everybody through. It's impossible to keep ahead of all of the racing, because there is basically racing from first down to 31st and 32nd place here in the NKC, and that's exactly what we're going to see this afternoon. I mentioned that we're going to kick things off with Junior Rotax. This is the first heat for one of the Junior Rotax groups. Again, very, very well-subscribed class of racing. Junior Rotax from 12 to the year of your 16th birthday, and then you can, I think it's your 15th birthday, you can move into seniors, actually. Must check that out. But this is where the action is. I mean, all right, all of our classes really are action-packed, but the Junior Rotax field is some of the best racing you will see anywhere in the world, let alone the United Kingdom. It's Harris Roberts and Ben Adrian that will start on the front row of the grid. The second row is shared by Jensen Hookey and Archie Hardiman. And then on row 3, we've got Jamie Salter and Alexander Stefanov. Harvey Lee Winteridge and Kazari Visarek are on row 4. Oliver Gusman and Sonny Morgan share row 5. Row 6 is Freddie Worlock and Daniel Clancy. Then we've got Jason Duchess and Ryan Sayers. Max Greatrex and Jensen Cox are on row 8. Row 9 is Luigi Perlini and Jasmine Taylor. Row 10 is Jack Theobald and Frank Ward. Joshua Withcombe and Nathan Traverse are on row 11. Row 12, Alex Dole and Alfie McBain. And then row 13, Emmy Peacock and Connor Tubby. George Kay and Sam Green Gomez share row 14. Row 15 is Theo Bush and Sam Mott. And then rounding off this enormous 32-cart field are the two novice drivers, George Theobald and Izzy Lawton. They've with being novices, Nick, they will start at the back of the grid, regardless of where they've been drawn.
A little delay in getting going, mainly because they've obviously, I think someone may have dropped out of the heat, because they're suddenly, from about the fourth row downwards, they're all swapping sides again. Just making up for a gap as such.
Well, you've got massive great ambience. We are just to the right of that view there in the media suite overlooking the first turn. And that scene there in the collecting area, the grid forming up just to be released out on track, is just to our left and just underneath our window. So we have got a massive amount of noise coming from the track.
Which everyone likes, apparently.
They
prefer the engine noise to us.
Who wouldn't? I prefer the engine noise to us.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're about to get going. We mentioned what this is all about this weekend. We are about to get going with our Junior Rotax grid, and the championship looking like this after 2 rounds. Jaden Sherwood had a great round 1. Round 1 being at Clay Pigeon and then Forest Edge for round 2. We have got people moving around below us, Nick. I think. Have you gathered what's going on?
Sarah's saying something. Do you know what she's saying?
Sarah Darlow is issuing instructions.
Oh, it's a cut through. Apparently, I hope that cut through is not where the camera is. I hope not.
Yes, nobody told us that one. I think it's the chicane, Nick. I think it's the chicane. The dog leg chicane.
If Matt suddenly gets run over on camera, it's because the cut through's been opened. He's looking concerned. I can see him from here. He's looking concerned. He's waving his concern. It's his camera. He can see when they're coming at him. It's fine.
Well, the good news, Matt, is they haven't moved those 2 cones on that cut through. They have moved the cones at the dog leg chicane. So we will see. So Jaden Sherwood, he was the winner at Clay Pigeon. He was then 3rd at the second round at Forest Edge. That one was won by Charles Cheesy Green, who you will see. We have a chat to Charles Cheesy Green. You'll find out his favourite cheese as well, and why he's called Cheesy.
Exciting.
He took the win at his home track, so to speak. Sorry,
you called him boring.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil the surprise as to
what the cheese-based surprise.
Yes, the cheese-based surprise of Charles Cheesy Green and his favourite cheese. I'm going to leave that for Charles to tell us.
Green and his favourite cheese. It sounds like just the worst children's book ever. Like Roald Dahl's rejected novels. Charles Cheesy Green and his favourite cheese.
Well, he's second in the championship. He's 456 points. Jaden Sherwood on the number 111 is on 477 points. Will Swales on the number 10. He's in 3rd place. He took a heat win and in round 1. third heat win for him. And the second heat at Forest Edge in round 2, he took the third place. Tom Holden, he's had a pretty good season. He's took the second place in the first round and the third place in the second round.
Got breakdown at the back there. There's a problem at the back of the grid. Someone's broken down.
Yeah, somebody's broken down. And there's the cut through, Nick, at the dog leg.
Thankfully. And we're away.
We are underway for the first time then. Round 3 of the Junction 6 NKC gets underway. We've got a couple of spinners at the back of the field, Nick, but we're already underway. Pit Bend is the hairpin here, and then the through overlook short straight to the left-hand hairpin, which is Summit, and then the right-hand hairpin Valley on the very short hanger straight where they are now. And then we go into Always. That's named after Frank Alway, who is the founder member of the Dunkeswell Kart Club. Pennant is the left-hand hairpin there, and then the sweeping bends that you see the carts go through there, that's Rapids bends, so through Rapids there, and the hairpin at the top of the circuit there, that's Hanger, the Hanger hairpin. Onto the Woodland Straight, towards the dog leg, and out of the dog leg they come now to complete one lap, and already we've got the leader building up a bit of a gap, and that's the pole position driver, that's Harris Roberts. Into the lead by about just under 4/10. Jensen Hookley through in second, Ben Adrian third, Jamie Salter fourth, Archie Hardiman, Sonny Morgan, Harvey Lee Winteridge, Ryan Sears, Freddie Worlock, and rounding off the top 10 is Jasmine Taylor.
Nice clean start by all the cars, apart from one who broke down, the two spun. So a nice clean start for 26 of them. Not quite sure where the breakdown was, but Sam Green Gomez and George Thibault had the problem. We got a retirement there with it. That was some sort of incident, because coming in now is the 277, the Sam Green Gomez, and he's got a big drop down his nose. That's obviously been an incident. He's gone up the back of someone, probably spun in front of him. Coming out now off Hanger and down the Woodland Straight for the second time. They're going to go through the dogleg chicane.
Out onto the main straight, as it's called, and towards Pit Bend. Through the right hand. It's a sweeping 180-degree turn. Very, very fast indeed. And whether or not it's an out-braking point, we'll find out this weekend. They're already into the switchback. That is Summit. And then the right-hand hairpin at Valley. The short hanger straight and into the right-hander at Always. And then back towards us. And then they'll turn left through Pennant, which is a part of a wing of an aircraft.
What is?
Pennant.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Not Eva Pennon.
No, that's Eva Perron. Here they come then, out of Hanger and onto the Woodland Straight then for the second time. And we're showing 3 laps completed, Nick, but they've the timing screens counted the first lap by, so that's a bit of a confusion for me. Harris Roberts, Ben Edwards, Sonny Morgan. Keep an eye on that third place cart of Sonny Morgan. Up into third place already. Jensen Hookley fourth, Jamie Salter, Archie Hardiman, Freddie Worlock, Jasmine Taylor up 2 places from 10th, and now up to 8th, Nathan Travers and Harvey Lee Winteridge. That's rounding off the top 10. The leader, though, Harris Roberts. Harris currently 10th in the championship. He had a second place heat finish in round 1 at Clay. He had a first place. He'd won his first heat at Forest Edge, and currently 10th in the championship. He had an 11th place finish at Forest Edge in the final. So he didn't score perhaps as many points as he would. Keep an eye on that third place carts there. The rainbow colours being shown by Sonny Morgan. There in third place and looking very racing. And there down the inside has gone Sonny Morgan to take that second place. Sonny Morgan from South Wales ahead of Ben Adrian. Let's see if Adrian can come back at him now. It's basically punching out of those very tight hairpins is what you need. Punching out of this right-hander at Always, and then straight into the left-hander at Pennant. You haven't really got time to breathe. And then that winds back on itself. And then that very fast section of bends, the Rapids bends they're called here. And then, again, a very tight hairpin. Hug the curb on the inside all the way around and let the cart breathe to the outside using the curb. Down a short straight, the Woodland Straight, and then out of the dogleg to complete another lap. And with under 4 minutes remaining, Nick, we are into the second half of this first heat.
Yeah, surprisingly quiet for an NKC opening heat, to be honest. A little bit of action here in the midfield. Top 3 circulating now along the hanger straight. Very easy to see rainbow colours of Sonny Morgan in the 20. And he sweeps now through Always.
Is he catching Harris Roberts, though? That's the question there. The bright colours on Sonny Morgan's cart. He's broke a little bit of a cap. It's a tiny cushion he's got to Ben Adrian. girl on the move is Jasmine Taylor, though, on the number 84. She's currently 6th in that pack, just following the leaders through there. That 4th place cart is Jensen Hookie. He's on the Carlos Sainz chassis, the CS55, distinctive with that red, black and yellow livery, easy to spot. The Carlos Sainz chassis, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And, of course, Carlos Sainz has been racing in Spain, in where is it, Austria today.
Yes, he
Don't
has.
tell us result, it's on the tape in some way. It's been a result. It's been a sprint race this morning.
I know they are. I can't really get into the sprint race.
No,
I really can't.
But unlike a heat race.
Yeah, it is. It's like a heat, I suppose. Here we come then. This is a challenge for the lead. Harris Roberts will be aware that Sonny Morgan is right with him. You can hear the cart behind you. You can hear the note from the engine of the cart behind you because you can distinctly hear a change in tone. And Sonny Morgan now lining him up. We saw how...
Because we come to a new track, I haven't quite got the idea of where the overtaking places are now.
Well, this is one.
Can you come in here?
Yeah, this is one. This is where Sonny Morgan got second place.
Oh.
However, Harris Roberts a bit too quick into the corner. He's right on the bumper now, heading towards Summit. Through the right and then the left-hand hairpin. You need a good bottom end. You need the gearing to be right. You need a very good bottom end at this track. Yes, you do. Into always. And this, you know what? We've seen these carts swap places at that point there. But Sonny Morgan has got a bit of a struggle in his hands because Harris Roberts is no slouch when it comes to driving here at Dunkeswell.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Roberts really has... Morgan really has a bit of a speed advantage over Roberts. He can follow him, but how he's going to make a move is questionable. I mean, he is now down to, 2 laps to go or so. What are individual lap times? Give me an idea. I need to get the space of this track. What's the lap time?
Times are 48 seconds there. The fastest lap is Jasmine Taylor on a 47.4. She's just put in another fastest lap, 47.4. She's the fastest cart on the track at the moment. Meanwhile, the leader, Harris Roberts...
He's got him.
That was a great move. That was a fabulous move, and that's the first overtake we've seen into the Summit hairpin. See that textbook, wasn't it?
Meanwhile, the leader.
He used it in
He's got him. That was a great move.
The problem is for a driver that's leading is you've got to take a very late apex because you've got to keep the cart over to the left to get through the right-hand valley hairpin, and by doing so, you leave the door open. And it didn't take a written invitation for Sonny Morgan to burst through that.
We're in England. We've got heat haze.
We've got
heat haze in England. Yeah. Can you believe it?
Summer has arrived.
And we'll be gone again by next Tuesday.
Here in Devon. We are in Devon here, aren't we?
I don't know. Is it Somerset? Because Taunton, Somerset, and that's 20 miles up the road.
That's right. We're on the Devon-Somerset border?
We are, yeah.
Chris will tell us. We're in Devon. Yeah.
We are in Devon. Just in.
It's Chris's part of the world, isn't it?
Ah, right.
So he knows. He's the expert.
So Morgan there, impressive manoeuvre there. And just to prove me wrong, he has got the extra pace. He's been able to pull away from Harris Roberts. So they're going to get round this one. I'm not quite 25 seconds. They might get 2 more, actually.
Look at that cart there on the back of the 4 carts that are battling for the lead now. I know. I've tried to get this. Good job I don't talk for a living. Jasmine Taylor. She's been the fastest cart on the track now.
Oh, are they just going to make it or just going to miss it?
Well, I think they're going to miss it because... Or are they?
Are they?
2-1. Yeah, they have. They have,
yeah.
It's going to be the last lap.
8:02, yeah, last lap.
Now then, can Jasmine Taylor on that number 84 keep an eye on that train of 3?
Yeah, it's the fourth place one there. Absolutely, that's 3. That's right, Matt. The third one. So Roberts. Oh, up the inside, she's done it. Picked up 3rd place there. Brilliant move. So we are finding now that absolutely it's Summit, whereas is key point 1 for an overtake. She's squeezed her way through there, and now she's got 2 corners to try and get past Harris Roberts. Now, Roberts' pace has dropped off towards the back end of this race. It's a hot day. This is all going to be about tyre pressures. It's not that the kids aren't getting tired. It's going to be about the tyres getting tired because they're pressured slightly wrongly. But then a couple of corners to go and up the inside. Oh, she was thinking about it there, Jasmine. She was having a real think about trying to get the inside run. But at this point, it's single track all the way through. And failing an engine failure, Roberts will take second, and he does it by a tiny amount of 700ths of a second in the end.
I haven't seen a checkered flag there.
It's out there, mate.
Where is it?
They missed it. They missed the flag.
I haven't seen a checkered flag there.
It should be a checkered flag.
It should be a checkered flag.
Yes, people aren't racing.
Yeah, we are.
You know why? It's a checkered board.
It's a checkered board. It's the other side of that board, isn't it?
Checkered board, yeah.
That's going to be.
So Sonny Morgan wins that one. Harris Roberts is second. In 3rd place, it's Jasmine Taylor. In 4th place is Ben Adrian. 5th is Jensen Hookie. 6th is Freddie Werlott. Then Nathan Travers, Sam Mott, Alfie McBain, Jamie Salter, Ryan Sayers, Amy Peacock, and Jotty Withcombe.
Thank you, Nick. It's I'm very loud. You're very loud in my ears. Can you turn yourself down? Look at the volume on mine.
Look,
the same as yours, was it?
Yes, that's the same
It'll
thing.
give me a headache if you're going to talk like that all weekend.
I wasn't going to talk that. I'm going to leave you a couple of seconds now because I have to go and sort out some little problem behind us.
That's lovely.
But it's nothing to do with that, actually. It's marvellous.
Yeah, that's lovely. We can get on because we've got our first senior Rotax 162s out for their first heat. And this, if you enjoyed that Rotax heat, the junior Rotax heat, I should say, then you're going to enjoy this one as well because we've got some really quick protagonists at the front of the grid. We've got Mason Perrin, our current junior champion, carrying the number 6. He moved up into seniors this year. He will start his turn to start on the pole position. He's got the all-plate holder, Kieran Gifford, from Kieran Gifford Racing. Kieran alongside him. That's going to be a cracker. Luke Evans and Louis Rees are on row 2. Nathan Jensen and Henry Stratton start on row 3. James Wood. Great to see James back out in the NKC. He's far away from home, having come from Workington. His home track will be Rowren. He'll be looking forward to the all-plate coming in July. More of that later on. Rafi Celentano starts alongside James on row 4. Row 5 is Ben Ballou and Ethan Wyatt. Row 6 is Michael Goodburn and Martin Bramwell. It's Jensen Watts and Simon Spagnuolo who start on row 7. Then we've got Zach Fletcher and Billy Vogt starting on row 8. Row 9 is Ryan Shepherd and Sam Wyatt. Paulo Nunez Aranda and Tristan Sharp share row 10. Row 11 is Henry Swanson and Ollie Varney. And then we've got Matthew Lambert and Archie Carter. Bobby Rosier, current senior champion, starting on row 13 with Harry Pearson alongside. Kieran Thompson and Harry Wright share row 14. Row 15 is Oliver Atkinson and John Hobbs. And then we've got James Becker and Reese Knight. And it's James Cutting starting on the back row of a 33 kart field. Got Reese Knight and James Cutting starting on novice plates and starting therefore at the back of the field.
I want to start karting. Tell me about novice plates, Joe.
Well, novice drivers are people who have done less than 6 races.
Meetings or races.
This is an independent car championship, so it's outside of the allspice of the Motorsport UK. However, they do run very similar, if not exactly the same sorts of regulations with regards to driver and driver experience. So rather than you could effectively buy a kart, enter the NKC and be on pole position for your very first kart race, which I can assure you is not very advisable.
No.
So you get an opportunity while you accrue the experience of 6 race meetings, and then you will get signed off by the race organisers, in this case the NKC, to allow you to move up into what would effectively be a national licence grid. And down to the discretion, of course, of the stewards. If you've conducted yourself adequately and haven't done anything silly and haven't raced silly, and you really have to be very silly to not get a signature. You basically turn up, enjoy the racing, and eventually you'll be in there in amongst the middle of the pack, if not at the front of the pack very soon, at a mixed grids kind of event. Now, we miss out the dogleg chicane for the start.
That's my confusion gone.
Yeah, Mason Perrin and Kieran Gifford. Now, that looks very oddly. Somebody trying to rejoin where they're trying to squeeze back in, having dropped to the back. Maybe they hold up. But we're about to get inside the tram lines, and the
smoke rises.
Pole position
they've
line
gone very wide. They've gone
to the left.
Whoa, it's a cornucopia is 6 wide coming into the first corner. Remarkably, not only did everyone get round, I didn't see anyone even touch each other going through those first couple of corners.
Fine, but you've got a very...
Oh, and he's been nudged out of the lead there. Mason Perrin got a little bit of a nudge from Gifford, not nastily, but he just therefore couldn't make the apex. And suddenly the 3 of them got away, and there was a bit of a kerfuffle behind. And I can't say who's third,
I think there's about
fifth.
5 carts width going into that second hairpin.
But certainly really, really competitive over these first corners. Obviously, it's the easiest time to make up some places at the start. 42 kart being brought back in, I think, from the junior race earlier. And they sweep round the bottom bend, hang up for the first time, and it's a lovely little lead there for what I assume is the O-plate of Kieran Gifford. Second place, Mason Perrin, and then this is the battle of the third and fourth, which is Luke Evans, who's about to lose the place, that red and white kart of Jensen Watts. Unsurprisingly, we're in the deep south. Jensen Watts in third place is going like a train, Joe.
Now, remember last season, Jensen Watts had a bit of a guest appearance. He only did 3 rounds. And each of the rounds, he went on and won, and one of them was
south,
here.
The faster he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Once he gets past Watford Gap, there's all sorts of problems.
Yeah, the air's different for Jensen Watts. I think it's just track knowledge. And he's got to be one of the favourites going forward this weekend. We've got 3 of the fastest drivers now in the top 3 positions. And Luke Evans in 4th now isn't exactly a slouch. So you've got Kieran Gifford, Mason Perrin and Jensen Watts. Behind them, Luke Evans, Nathan Jensen, Louis Reeks, James Wood, Zach Fletcher, Henry Stratton, and your top 10, Ben Ballou. Here they come then, out of the dog leg to complete another lap.
Lots of
3
curb
laps.
there, and once another place, it looks like he's dropped down by Evans. I think Nathan Jensen's looked to have taken him. The 32, yes he has. So Nathan Jensen goes past into 4th position as they come around the summit. Yes, I've got to get this one. I see, last time we were here, it was actually you and Johnny who invented all the names. I wasn't even commentating.
Yeah.
So I'm not having to relearn names, I have to learn names.
Well, so we are. Yeah, I mean, the new owners have named the corners, which is great because there was no named corners.
Does someone aware with fullback?
At all.
Because they've been on the same ownership for like 50 years. They haven't bothered naming the corners.
Fullback's
1,
another one without
2,
corner names.
3, 4.
You create a history and a culture, don't you? You know,
absolutely,
the renowned corner of tracks have names. Here they come then. Out of the dogleg chicane then. It'll be 4 laps completed for Kieran Gifford, and he's pulled a gap. He had 0.8 of a second last time by. Let's see what he's got. 1.2 seconds to second place driver Mason Perrin, who comes under pressure from Jensen Watts as they come out of that pit bend and then head towards the very, very tight hairpin of Summit, and then immediately into the the right-hand hairpin at Valley. Short straight there along the hangar straight, which is pretty much adjacent to the hangar of the Dunkeswell airfield. Here they come then, and we've got a change of position, is it, Nick?
I think it was the 24 going defending from the 12. I think it was Evans defending from James Wood, who's on the 12.
Yeah, James Wood going really well there. He's 6th last time by, and James Wood there in the yellow helmet pulls alongside, and in fact he gets out, and that was pure acceleration out of that hangar hairpin. And James Wood on the number 12 using all of the exit curb there and more.
They're loving a bit of curb on the edge there, aren't they?
Up into 5th place for James. Cracking start to this one, and now he gets onto the back of Nathan Jensen.
Yeah. So this is the 12 kart that's sort of in focus at the moment. So it's Wood running in 5th. He's got a 6, 7, 8 behind him, which is Evans, Fletcher and Rees. Though it looks like it does look like that Evans is kind of going a bit backwards in this. So it's probably a little bit. You know, it's his front start, and his actual pace is not quite at the front. It's more in the middle. So the other faster karts are going past him. But he's causing a little bit of a traffic jam there. It's the 147 of Louis Rees actually, who's really pushing hard there to get past both of those karters, and they come through the corner now. So it's a big kind of clump of them about to go through the dogleg chicane, and they come underneath our gantry now, and it's just ahead for the 24 of Evans. He's got Fletcher, Rees and Shepherd right behind those 4 of them, sweeping now underneath, as you can see. Where you see that shot of the big looping corner, we're just to the end of that. That's where our commentary position is.
So just behind James Wood in the number 12 is that blue kart of Luke Evans, who now has Zach Fletcher to contend with. They are currently battling for 6th, 7th and 8th place there. And does that look like Fletcher? Is that Fletcher?
It's all over the shop.
No, Evans defending.
Rees in the 147 is really trying to get through. I think he may have got Ryan Shepherd. He did. So Rees and Ryan Shepherd are battling. And in Rees' attempt to go, oh dear, what happened there? Someone's lost all momentum there.
Yeah,
someone's lost all momentum there.
That orange and black cart.
Is that being lapped, or is it just
it went wide? I'm not
sure
where.
Dear, what
And then the other cart's going through.
It was Zach Fletcher, that was.
Right, Zach Fletcher slid wide, and then he was trying to regain, and the other car just slid into him, basically, just offline. This is getting very, very messy, isn't it, there in the midfield?
Just noticed that number 1 kart, who is obviously the reigning champion, Bobby Rosie, was down in 21st.
Yeah,
not really. I mean, I'm sure he got quite a low start, but he's not really moving forward at all.
He's down there with Matthew Lambert as well. He's carrying the number 7 of the championship last year.
Olivani, number 2, is 14. So it's an interesting turnover in the championship of the leaders, apart from Gifford, our O-plate man, who's leading this one quite comfortably by a few tenths of a second. I need to change something.
It's a very fast pace. We've got the O-plate holder, Kieran Gifford, leading from Jensen Watts, 1.3 seconds. Watts, having got by Mason Perrin a few laps ago, hasn't really made any impression whatsoever on Gifford's lead. Perrin trying to hang on to Watts, but he's dropped back 1.7 seconds. If anything, James Wood in 4th about to try and close the gap of almost a second. Nathan Jensen, the Gibtech driver Jensen, in 5th, and then behind them, that's the battle there. That's Luke Evans and Louis Rees, with Sam Wyatt coming into the play now.
Oh.
And it's defensive driving from the number 24, Luke Evans. Defensive driving, taking the inside line at Pennon.
Yep.
That's the left-hand hairpin. And then through the Rapids Bends on towards the top end of the track here. And that's Hanger, out of Hanger, down towards Ash on the gantry. We'll see them go through the dogleg chicane. Now, can that cart of Louis Rees have a go? No, because Luke Evans, once again, defensive line down the inside. Always making it almost impossible to challenge. But there, round the outside, but no. Evans has the inside line again, and once again the inside line for the right-hand Valley hairpin. Can Rees come back at him? No, because once again, Evans, he's quite within his rights to defend like that. And if anything, Louis Rees is going to have to drive around the outside, and once again, disadvantage. If anything, Louis Rees is coming under problems now with Sam Wyatt eager to get by as well.
Yeah, it's all going on this lower top 10 position, isn't it? They're really pushing hard, and they are just looking at 5, 6 of them, just looking for every position is a point, Joe, and this is the point, and it's a point to make prize, and certainly at this key point in the championship, which is the end of the Southern Cup. You know, there are some people who are just doing the Southern Cup. You know, some of these guys, this may be the last time we see them in the NKC this year. We know we've got a lot of people joining us for the start of the Northern Cup in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, we have.
You know, the 177 class is going to become the 777 entry class, I think.
Yes.
So, you know, it's a lot going on. Oh, side by side there. So go down the hanger straight. Oh, God.
That's Louis Rees on Luke Evans again.
Pretty.
Luke Evans is defending.
But he's lost it. He got over and under.
He went wide. He went wide down the inside, Nick, and it's very hard to keep the corner. And he just slid wide. Louis Rees has spent a lot of time trying to get by, and he's eventually done it now. So that's Louis Rees up into 6th place ahead of Luke Evans. Meanwhile, they're on the penultimate lap, the leaders.
Yeah,
let's see if
just clipped it, 7:58.1, so they're going to get their money's worth.
Yeah, they are. They absolutely are. It'll be the last lap board next time by for Kieran Gifford. Jensen Watts hasn't been able to make any impression. Now remember, Nick, one set of tyres for the first 3 rounds of this championship. However, there was quite a bit of wet track at Forest Edge for round 2, wasn't it?
It was.
So we didn't take the life completely, but some karts did more, some classes did more in the dry.
Did you get any rain at Clay? I can't remember.
I don't think we did.
But the Forest Edge was everyone got at least 1 heat, if not 2 heats in the wet.
Yeah, that's right. So it did help with tyre life. However, the Maxxis tyre, there's a reason why the Junction 6 NKC runs the Maxxis tyre, and that's because they're a robust, hard-wearing tyre that will last 3 rounds.
So it's last lap. Gifford is leading from Watts. So Watts never caught Gifford up. I don't know if perhaps Matt, if Ash can try and find our leader and Matt can stay where he is. So we just get to our leader, it's Kieran Gifford on the O plate, and then we can just there's a bit more sort of aggressive defending there by Rees and Evans. And let's see, we've got our leader. Here he is, over the line, Gifford. Good move by Watts. He's come up through the field, made a number of places, got lots of points.
And look at that, Nick. We've got a beautifully huge and massive checkered flag.
Which we
just underneath Ash, to the left of Ash's camera there.
I think they're on holiday for the last one.
And the nature of the Dunkeswell track here means that we do a slowdown lap because the entrance to the pit lane is before the finish line. So we get to do a slowdown lap as Kieran Gifford takes the win. He was 1.2 seconds ahead of Jensen Watts in second. Got a little secret about Jensen Watts tomorrow, which I'll reveal tomorrow. Yes.
Oh, it's all coming out now, isn't it?
Massive pat on the back to James Wood, the number 12. He came through ahead of Mason Perrin for 3rd. Mason Perrin, the current junior champion, finishes 4th. Gibtech's Nathan Jensen finished 5th. Louis Rees 6th. Luke Evans did hang on to that 7th after losing 6th place to Louis Rees. Then we had Ryan Shepherd moved ahead of Samuel Wyatt at the end there. Sam finishing 9th. Billy Vogt was the 10th place finisher. And then outside the top 10, we've got Ethan Wyatt, Michael Goodburn, Ollie Varney, Ben Ballou, Zach Fletcher, Henry Stratton, Bobby Rosier, Ralph Salentana, Matthew Lambert and Harry Wright rounded off your top 20. There's your 33 finishes there on the timing bar on the TV screens as the carts make their way in. we've got our first 177 heat coming up next. They're already in the collecting area. And as soon as we've got a couple of carts out there that need retrieving. That gives us plenty of time to have a look at the championship standings for 177. Currently being led by Ryan Taylor-Truman. He took the win at Clay Pigeon. He took the win at Forest Edge. We talked to Ryan Taylor-Truman in the Paddock Show. That'll go out this evening, available on the Karting Live Facebook page.
No, YouTube.
On the Karting Live YouTube page.
Yes.
Tomorrow it'll be screened in our lunch break period, and we'll see Ryan has got his eyes set on an overall championship.
Just talking about tomorrow, we are starting at 10, and due to the 10 is for noise, and then because this is somewhere in the south, there was a church break, like there was at Thruxton at 11. So we've got an hour of running, then an hour off for the church
lovely.
break, and then we literally go gangbusters
all
the
the way
rest of the day.
through. Right.
So basically, from 11 till 12, we'll have the paddock walk and a bit of static picturing, basically, and then we go the whole way through with the rest of it.
Are you seeing this?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Let's have a look at the grid then for the 177s, the heat number 1. Archie Elliott. Actually, I was looking at the championship, wasn't I? Because, Harrison Crook. First and second, Ryan Taylor-Truman, Harrison Crook. First and second at Clay Pigeon. First and second at Forest Edge. Who can beat these two drivers? Who can do it? Well, Archie Elliott, who had a heat win at both round 1 at Clay and round 2 at Forest Edge. Let's see if Archie Elliott can pull this off. He's starting on the pole with Cameron Marston alongside. Daniel Hammett on row 2 with David Simpson. Then we've got Alfie Williams and Billy Clark on row 3. Joshua Pickford and Ollie Bailey are on row 4. Row 5 is Jack Sweeting and Nathan Schaefer. Jake Davis and Reece Llewellyn in row 6. Row 7, Marty Gilfillan and Lewis Crocker. Lawrence Hilton and George Willis are on row 8. Row 9 is Alfie Anderson and Tony Kelsey. Then we've got Ben Hitch and Chris Abram. Josh Howard and Cole Edwards. Dan Millward and Josh Golan. Row 13, Josh Constable and Rob Simpson. Row 14, Scott Smith, Nicholas Walker. Steve Gilly starts on the 15th row and 29th. 30th is Steve Thompson. And Scott Clee starts his first heat in 31st place.
So they're just coming into line now, and they'll, of course, skip out the dogleg chicane. Like tyre warming there on the outside the front row.
Nice pace towards the line.
Just
few
jump
people
that one.
breaking
That's
rank.
not going to take, surely. No, go round again.
We're going to go round again.
That was wrong from many, many levels there. Archie Elliott did seem to get a little bit of a jump more than he should have done.
I think we also saw a few people breaking ranks for fear of oiling up. There was a really slow pace there on the rolling lap there. Archie Elliott and Cameron Marsden really controlling the pace towards the line. And what the majority of starters do not like to see is early acceleration towards the line. They like to see them right on the line before they really put their toe in and start accelerating. And because of that, I think we saw a few karts diving out and breaking rank and putting their foot in just to stop. They could perhaps feel their motors beginning to oil up and clog up. 2-stroke 125cc Rotax engines, water cooled in this class, as are the majority of our Rotax classes. We don't see TKM this afternoon. We'll see the first of their heats tomorrow, and that's the 110cc TKM engines, the air-cooled versions, in pulls of smoke. We look forward to that, and the smell and the sight.
Not as good as, I must admit, synthetic's not as good as Castrol are. What can you do?
It never will be. Here we go again, Nick. Let's try this again.
Well, Elliott was one I think who broke ranks, but I think you're right that he needed to. He's definitely got a rolling lead now. He puts the power down. Oh, and there's breaking ranks in the middle. They're going to get going. They haven't got the going round again. They are going to go sweep underneath the rostrum, and into the lead has gone the 54 of Elliott, and then behind him I think they've gone through in grid order, Joe. Yeah,
he's got quite a lead as well as Archie Elliott. He's pulled a bit of a cushion. The rest of the field streamed through Summit and then Valley. That's the hanger straight there, and then into the hairpin there at Always.
Yeah, there was a kerfuffle actually at the back end of the pit at Summit. I'm not quite sure who got involved. We'll see what will happen is you'll find out who they are, because when they tick through the first lap. Once again, this it's interesting, but they're counting 2 laps. There's a weird lappery thing. It's not affecting the overall order or anything. It's just it's coming from Alpha Timing. It's not coming from us. They're counting an extra lap for some reason. It doesn't matter.
They are clicking by having completed 1 lap when they take the start.
This one they waved this one through as well, didn't they?
That's
and
right.
also looking at the time.
Well, they've got 2 laps on the board. That didn't count.
But I don't think they reset the time to 8 minutes when they went over.
Oh, that's interesting.
They didn't. It's 5:38 on 3 laps. They didn't reset the time, so there was a slight timing error. Again, not us, from the from something to do with the Alpha timekeeper error. So what's happened is that second rolling lap actually counted him as time down.
When they come across from the first start, that counted as a lap. We've actually only done 1 racing lap.
It's a really good
and
point.
We're counting as 3.
Yeah.
And we saw that. Meanwhile, this is not going to affect whatsoever the running order of these
but
competitors.
it affects the length of the race.
It does affect the length of the race.
The race is going to end up being probably a minute and a half shorter than it was previously said it should be. We're down to 4 minutes. So you're getting 4 minutes 56 on the main Alpha feed, aren't you?
Yeah. 4:53.
So interesting, to put it mildly. Scott Clee, Steve Gilly, they all now shuffle through.
Yeah, they're making their way up from the back of the grid. Scott Clee up to 24th, Steve Gilly 25th.
So this is the battle for second on the screen. The Tony Kart, the green and white, the famous colours, the Italian manufacturer. That's the 25 of David Simpson. And behind him is the 86 of Daniel Hammett.
Now, Daniel Hammett is the first of our masters. What do we mean by masters? Well, they're the old guys and girls.
The 25 years.
Yeah, they're 35 years old.
Poor things. Poor things. How good. They're creaking bones.
You'll see them in the paddock in the Zimmer frames. But Daniel Hammett...
And they borrow monocles.
Nathan Schaefer has gone through into 4th place now. Now keep an eye on Nathan Schaefer.
Very deranged. There's the 121 that's coming through beneath us in the pit lane. Horrendously deranged. That's the kart of Lawrence Hilton. And I think that happened on the warm-up lap. So if you're a Lawrence Hilton fan, he's got a repair job overnight because his entire mounting system in his nose and the pedal box has been deranged considerably.
Did it look like the frame had bent?
No, it was the metal around the
front bumper.
Yeah, front bumper.
Right,
so I think he didn't look like any pain either. So I don't think his feet got hurt. But it's a financial pain rather than a physical pain.
Absolutely, which hurts even more. There's the battle for second, Nick.
Elliot's
David
away,
Simpson and Daniel Hammett. I'm not sure Hammett's got anything in the toolkit to have a go.
Look at the lead that Archie Elliott's got himself.
Yeah, I'm not surprised there. He won a heat in round 1 and won a heat in round 2. He's on target to win a heat in round 3 as well. Archie currently in 4th place in the championship as well. Certainly not that far out of contention. Nathan Schaefer we talked to in the paddock show, and Nathan's hoping the most he can do is finish 3rd in the Southern Cup and take that 3rd place off Cole Edwards, the number 10. Who is currently on 412, Nathan Schaefer on 408. So it's very tight from 3rd down over. And Archie Elliott is a contender for that 3rd place as well. However, the two at the front, Ryan Taylor Truman and Harrison Crook with a 1-2-1-2 in rounds 1 and 2, they're very strong and they're going to be battling this out. The number 6, Harrison Crook, carrying that for finishing 6th in the championship. Ryan Taylor Truman carrying the number 3. He wants to better that and be carrying the number 1, but he's got his eyes set on the overall championship. The Southern Cup would just be a nice little prize to put on the CV as well, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole way. Yeah, the Southern Cup, it's some people that's all they're doing. The Northern Cup, they're doing the whole championship. Looking at the inside there, or the outside, shall I say? The inside became the outside, which is the way here. There's so many corners to turn back on themselves. It is a corner fest, this track, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it really is. I use the technical term of that section is a bit nadgy, isn't it?
It's nadgy.
It's nadgy.
I mean, I think it's interesting because it's a very different layout to any of the other tracks we go to. It has a, it's very long and very thin basically, and they've maximised the amount of track you can get in a very long and very thin.
It's an airfield circuit, isn't it?
To do that, you've got to turn back on yourself, and that's what they're doing again and again and again.
I thought we were going to see Nathan Schaefer reduce the gap to the back of that kart there.
Yeah.
The second kart on the picture there, Nick. However, he's still about 1.5 seconds behind. And Daniel Hammett is that kart. He's just behind the Tony kart there of David Simpson. And he's basically followed in the wheel tracks pretty much the whole race. Now, these drivers can see the timing board when they come underneath it. They're just going through the rapids bends there, into the hairpin of Hanger, and then back towards us. When they come out of the chicane, the timing board is there to see. You'll see it. Our camera is actually on the gantry that holds the timing board. So they'll see there's less than a minute remaining.
But they will get another lap and then 2 more. So there's 3 laps to go.
48 seconds.
There's 3 laps to go, Joe. And as a kart, that cart joining from? Yes, it's a cart. Yeah, I thought so. It's a cart. He's got his arm out saying, "Just overtake me." He's kind of joining from the collector. He's obviously been for a bit of a spruce up after some problems, just trying to get a couple of extra laps.
Just noticed behind, got a change for 9th place as Cole Edwards took Alfie Williams going into the pit bend there. Just a quick rundown of the top 10. Archie Elliott is our leader. David Simpson and Daniel Hammett, they're the 2 carts that we followed in this battle.
Let's just drop back that next 3 after the next 3 who are fighting, which is led by the orange cart in the front of it. So
right, that orange cart is Nathan Chafer, then Joshua Pickford and Rhys Llewellyn.
Yeah, because Chafer, rather than going forward, is actually coming back towards the Llewellyn and Marston carts. Or there's Pickford and Llewellyn carts, and Marston's a bit further back. He's even dropped down from Jake Davis now. So there's a couple, as always. It looks like second and third have sorted their argument out now. And therefore the battle with 2 laps to go. Oh, there was a position change there up the inside as the 22 of Llewellyn got past Pickford. So it doesn't look like Pickford has decided that's a done deal. Middle 2 carts there.
Now, Rhys Llewellyn used to be known as the Dark Knight, didn't he? He was all in black. He's got a bit of a changed livery there. He's with Howarth Racing. Phil Howarth's team still ever present at in the Junction 6 NKC. And Rhys now looking very, very racy indeed. Onto the rear bumper of Nathan Chafer. That battle for second just ahead of them there, just in the foreground of the picture. That's David Simpson and Daniel Hammett. They cross the line. Still no change there. And it's 1 lap to go aboard, being shown at the line. And the question is, can Rhys Llewellyn get that 4th place off Nathan Chafer? Now, Nathan was telling us, and you'll see the interview with him, he's wanting that 3rd place in the Summer Cup.
Yeah.
He's wanting to come out of this 3rd round in 3rd place. However, the man who he is battling for that 3rd place with is Archie Elliott. And Archie scored more points here than Nathan. So it's a tricky one.
Yeah, just down to the last few corners. So Ash will have Archie Elliott in the lead with Simpson in 2nd, Hammett 3rd, Chafer on screen in 4th. There is our 2nd and 3rd. The leaders were underneath him there. This is 4th. And you can just see 2nd and 3rd coming in. It's no change on that last lap. And they go over in the order they were at the previous lap. It's Elliott from Simpson, from Hammett, from Chafer, from Llewellyn, from Pickford, from Davis, from Marston, from Edwards, from Hitch. Then it's Williams, Bailey, Willis, Thompson, Willis, Simpson, Crocker and Clee for the first heat of 177 and the only heat today of 177.
Yeah, we've only got time for one 177 heat. Likewise, we only had time for one senior Rotax, which is the 162 kilogram category. What do we mean by 177? If you're new to the Junction 6 NKC, it's basically a minimum weight of 177 kilograms, including the driver. That's kind of the heavier class. You get the older driver. That's why you've got a lot of masters in there.
The more mature driver. Well, the driver who's more rounded in both experience and body.
The more normal adult side, rather than these racing
Given the
snakes.
fact that neither you or I would make 177 either.
No, you've got to be a racing snake to be in 162. We've got the juniors out next, though. Junior Rotax out for a second heat. There'll be some drivers, of course, that this is their first heat of the weekend, and some drivers who are into their second one already.
And again, we're doing the Swapsington downstairs.
I think, actually, Nick, I think everybody in this one will be out for their first time. I don't think we've got anyone that's on has already been out for their first heat. Let's have a look at the grid then. Maxim Smith. In fact, let's have a look at the championship, actually, and see if we've got any championship protagonists. Let's get the juniors back up. Jaden Sherwood, I said. Charles Cheesy Green in second. Will Swales third. Tom Holden fourth. Leo Basterfield and Reese Green fifth and sixth. That's the championship standings. Maxim Smith and Ethan Barrow start this one on row one. We've got Reese Green and Caden Welsh starting on row two. Lucy Lovell and Ronan Moore, they are on row three. Leo Basterfield and Alexander Colantuano, they are on row four. I think Colantuano was out in the first heat, so I might be wrong on that one. Jarek Mettlers and Harvey Williams are on row five. Lincoln Bevan and Charlie Hulme share row six. Row seven, Adam Catling and Jess Whitmore. Lucas Howell and Jill Leverton are on row 8. Dylan Morton and Charles Green are on row 9. Harry Hadley and Jacob Hobbs on row 10. Charles F. Grave and Melissa Adrian share row 11. Row 12, Will Swills and Freddie Theobald. Jaden Shearing and Tom Holden are on row 13. Row 14, Barnaby Grubb and Jaden Sherwood, our championship leader. And then Jack Dimbleby and the novice driver, Charlie Thompson, rounding off the 30-kart field. So Jaden Sherwood, championship leader, starting in 28th position, Nick. And other people of note, Charles Cheesy Green starting in 18th.
Charles Cheesy
Will
Green.
Swales, did I see Will Swales in there? Just looking for him. Can't find him. We await the go-ahead out on track. Can't see anybody being recovered, Nick.
They're all getting a big announcement. It's Sarah Darlow telling them.
Sarah Darlow giving them a lecture?
No, she's talking about. She's explaining about the cut through and everything else.
Ah, right, about the cut through. Yeah. So they've already had. Did we have a day's practice here yesterday?
Yes, an optional day's practice. Yeah.
Right. So an optional day's practice yesterday. A lot of the drivers taking the opportunity to get some testing in. So we've been using, of course, the dogleg chicane. So this is the first time some of the drivers will be aware that on the rolling lap we are actually missing out the dogleg, which makes it a nice clean run out of hanger, gives the grid a chance to stay in formation. They're not going through a right, left, right chicane. They stay straight and will go straight on towards the start line. However, at the moment, there's a bit of an anomaly with the timing, isn't it? Because it's registering that as the first racing lap.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Again, nothing to do with us. I don't think it's anything to do with Alpha either. I think it's something to do with the way that...
I'm not sure, because they come out of the collecting area there.
They must be tripping something up. They must have a...
like a loop at the
exit
of the... So this is the final heat of the afternoon, and the final heat for our TV coverage this afternoon. So it's been very, very quick, I know. We've brought you the first 4 heats, which are all important for the Junction 6 NKC. And we're back tomorrow, as Nick mentioned there, 10 a.m. We'll see our coverage begin. We then are live for 1 hour. We will show the paddock show at 11 o'clock.
It's going to be about half an hour of nothing, unfortunately.
For the church break, and then we go to a break where we have a bit of brunch, I think.
Is it brunch having?
Well, it's a bit too early for
Paninis,
lunch.
Perhaps?
A bit too late for breakfast.
Yes.
We'll still be full of breakfast.
Really? Where's that coming from?
Sorry?
Where's the breakfast coming from?
Lovely cafe
hotel breakfast.
And canteen. Do you? Yeah.
If it opens early enough.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, enough of our meal planning.
That's what it's all about, Nick. Here they come, then.
The meal planning.
A little bit of waving going on there. Not quite sure if the regs allow that, but we'll let that go. It's not our job. Our job is to tell everybody that we are underway.
They're going round again. Now, they're now counting 1. At this point, it should get reset to 0. The clock's counting down. I think that that we're not getting a restart time. So when they go across the line again, normally it resets back to 8. Now, last time it didn't do that. So
it's actually counting it as a race lap. We're now...
No, that happens anyway normally, but it then resets. They go over the second time.
Yeah, and the clock has started, Nick. So we wait for them to come round. They're already through the Rapids bends. That's a sweeping right-hander, a very, very fast double apex left-hander, which is absolutely daunting because you're then very, very hard on the brakes into the right-hand hairpin at hanger. And that's a 100, a little bit more than a 180-degree turn. You hug the curb on the inside. Here they come out of hanger, down the Woodland Straight towards the start. They miss out the dogleg chicane. They are very close indeed. Side by side, into the tram lines they go, and they look nice and tidy, and we will get it underway towards Pitts Bend.
And it's not reset. Now, I don't know whether that's actually something they've decided to not. If you get a wave round, you don't get the extra time.
Oh, that's a false start. That's a false start again, Nick.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a racing speed. The way the false start flag flies at the marshal's post,
but
every driver becomes aware.
But at this point, we're now 1.5 minutes into the race.
Yeah, we'll monitor that. They're just making their way around. We did have people breaking ranks out of the tram lines before.
Sorry, junior Rotax drivers pushing it a bit.
Junior Rotax drivers pushing their luck with the starting official.
How dare you say that?
Yes. What will they think of next? Yeah, we should see them again coming out of hanger down the Woodland Straight towards us again. Let's see if they can get things underway again, Nick. It's just coming. It's just ticked by 5:30 here. So I'm not sure of any curfew. If it is, it will be 6 p.m. Bizarre, because there's an airfield next door, but you never know.
And now they're looking at 5 minutes and 30 seconds of actual racing, unless it's resets. Now, I think this is because it does not. I think this is actually a conscious decision to
we'll see.
Perhaps get the thing finished before 6. That's not right either. Surely.
Well, we look like we're racing here. There's got somebody off to the right.
It's the 44 cart that's gone.
The 44
that's
of Ethan
Barrow from second place. Oh dear!
From the front row of the grid, Ethan Barrow
went. From the back of the grid, we lost the 16 or 18, one of the two, not quite sure which one it was. 16 is Lucy Lovell.
That looked like Lucy Lovell, actually.
And who's actually not been lost with 5 minutes to go. So I think my feeling is that they've decided that these heats, they're not, if you get a full start, they're going to carry on going.
Well, Lucy started 5th, and she speared off to the right before we got anywhere near the apex of the first turn. Here come the leaders, and it looks like Maxim Smith is our leader from pole position. We'll confirm that as they come underneath us, and we get a look at the numbers on the carts. They use all of that curb through the dogleg chicane. Maxim Smith, Caden Welch, Lucas Howell, Ronan Moore,
big battle,
Alex Colentiano, Dylan Morton, Lincoln Bevan, Leo Basterfield, Adam Catling and Charlie Hume.
Yeah, most of the battles there are sort of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 moving on down low. The first three had a little bit of a gap. All of them, as you can see equidistantly on the screen, you see the three of them.
We've got yellow flags out, Nick, at always. There's a cart off just on the inside, and until we get that driver to safety, we will be showing a yellow flag there. We get the driver across to the marshal's post. Meanwhile, the leaders are back under green.
It's quite a long period of yellow, actually.
Yeah. Out of the hanger hairpin, second place, having a bit of a tussle. Caden Welsh and Lucas Howell. They sort themselves out. That looks very untidy over that last
I can't believe
curve.
that's faster. I mean, obviously, and at the inside goes the 19. Past the 995. Howell gets past Caden Welch. Just beneath our commentary position there. And now sweeping once more into Summit. And now the question is, can Howell go on to start bothering Maxim Smith, who currently is about half a second, 3/4 second up the road?
Lucas Howell, he's here with the Coles team. He's been a heat winner in round 1 and a heat winner in round 2. So Lucas Howell, currently 9th in the championship. He was second on the podium at Forest Edge. So we know how quick he can be. Lucas currently in 9th place in the championship, and the story is, can he chase down and challenge what looks like his teammate Maxim Smith?
No, they're slightly different picks, and he's not as he challenges already in the head. They are slightly differently stickered, to be honest, Joe.
Really?
Beneath them, yeah.
That's very, very similar to the Coles livery.
Howell now gets past. It's much more. It's darker blue, or is it kind of a metallic blue? But the first two together. So Howell now. It's got Smith. It's Smith. They are very, very similar on this camera and on the side. They're almost like they're overtaking this whole area.
No. With Coles.
Oh, it's just they've got different.
It's Coles 1-2.
Right, you watch when they come through.
I know they
liveries.
are slightly, but maybe one's an old livery of Coles.
Perhaps one's a 23 livery, one's a 24 livery.
Yes, we'll see.
I've dropped my glasses.
Okay, Nick's going to go away for a little bit.
No, I'm back again. I found them.
All right, okay.
I found my glasses now, dear. I can do what I need to do.
Here they come then out the dog leg for the...
And it's third and fourth where battle is now.
I think the fourth time, but we're showing 7 laps.
Welch and Dylan Morgan, who are having a real ding-dong going round this pit bend. And they sweep now. That's into Summit. And the 995... Welch has dropped down to 4th, so he's not having the disaster, nothing the greatest time. Dropped a couple of positions. He's had to hold his own those behind him, so only a couple of people took him, but he's now in 4th behind Morton. Lincoln Bevan, that's the only name that to counter with some forward movement in races. He's currently scored in 5th, Joe.
Well, it looks like Lucas Howell is going to be a hard man to catch. I can see what you mean by the slightly different livery. It's predominantly blue on the leading cart of Lucas Howell now. Behind them, they're pretty spaced out as Lucas Howell through into the lead. Maxim Smith, Dylan Morton now 3rd, Caden Welch 4th, Lincoln Bevan 5th, Leo Basterfield up into 6th, Alexander Colentagnano, he comes through in 7th. Then we've got Charlie Hume, Will Swales, Cheesy Green up into the top 10 on the number 77.
Charles Cheesy Green. Close up the moment of that 995 machine. Purple helmet for Caden Welch. And he's just got himself now in a bit of no man's land, hasn't he, really? So he disappears now down at the far corner, which is called the hanger corner, and they come round and back underneath and into the view of the gantry camera through the dog leg. And it's really with not much time to go. With 2.5 minutes to go, it's become I'm watching the carts going down here, and it's become an absolute after you clawed race. So there's a bit of scuffling now around 10th, 11th place. There's 2 or 3 together, the 3-5-3. So just let them, I don't know if Matt can hear, just let them flow through the camera, Matt, if you can. No, we've got slight communication here. We'll sort that out for tomorrow.
Well, you probably can't hear us for the engine noise. That's our leaders. Our leader's gone through. He's already into the Rapids bends there, off into the background.
There we go. So
that's the second
looking at some of these battles now a bit further down. Look at that train coming down the back end of the grid there. So if Ash just lets some of these flow through on this shot, and you just see the action behind. There's that big battle you can see. Ash moving left, moving right, go with this. And it looks like the leading of that one is the white machine, and I'll tell you what number it is. It comes underneath me in a second, and that is the 74, or possibly the 77. No, it's Charlie Epgrave in the 74. That's where this is where you get these battles in junior Rotax. It's like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Everyone's having an absolute scrap fest. And normally we don't get to see it because it's a scrap fest at the front, but not this time. This time we've got a little bit of a procession at the front of this particular heat.
I do interview a young driver who, a midfield runner, and it's not all about karting and motorsports. It's not all about necessarily battling for the lead. Some of the best racing I've done has been for 15th and 20th and stuff.
Yeah, it's about personal targets, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can always find somebody to race in the Junction 6 NKC, somebody who's always on the same sort of level of kit as you and the same amount of pace. Got a change of
10 and the 10. That was the change for 6th and 7th. As Will Swells went past Leo Basterfield. Will Swells in the. It was a 10 and the 7. It was a 10 and the 119.
No. It was the Lincoln Bevan went ahead of Caden Welsh.
But while I was watching these two here, these two on the screen now are the 10 and the 119.
Okay.
Or at least one of them's a 10 anyway. Yeah, see, 10. That's a 10.
That's the 10.
Do you want to not
Will
point? Do you want to not point at the screen?
So Leo Basterfield's gone ahead of Will Swills.
No, he's behind again now.
All right. What are you talking about?
No, because he got overtaken again down here in front of us.
Here they come then. There's only a few seconds
How long
on
was
the
that?
clock.
It took an hour.
It took, a few seconds on the clock. They will get the 2 more laps to go then, Nick. As the clock ticks by, the leaders have already gone through. It's a Coles Racing 1-2 with Lucas Howell and Maxim Smith. And then heading down the hanger straight into the right-hand hairpin now. They go, that's the Frank Always corner. And look at the gap he's pulled.
Yeah.
Lucas Howell.
So the leader's a long, long way ahead. 2 laps to go. Well, not 2, 1 lap and a corner to go. So that's your leader, and he's got a 3-second lead. And you'll see in the background now, second and third's coming a bit more active. Let's concentrate on second and third. Maxine Smith and Morton just thinking about it. It's interesting when they're coming towards you like that. It's kind of a situation where it foreshortens it. You think they're absolutely on the back of it, but they're not. There's a kind of a quarter of a second. Yeah,
it's a bit of a gap.
Always excited. Oh, it's not quite. I thought it was.
Yeah.
Oh. But it's within range. Last lap anyway. The 2 Coles cars with 2 Coles carts, different liveries, or anyway. Maxim from Morton. Both with white helmets. Not everyone wasting money on helmet painting this year, I've noticed.
Yeah, I know. It's.
I think the helmet painters have had a very thin year, or a very popular year where there was no space for other people's helmets to get painted.
Yeah, maybe they've been too busy.
The
leader's already towards hanger for the last time. He's already out of hanger. He'll come down towards the dog leg. There he is there on the predominantly blue nose cone of Coles Racing. And he will come underneath and take the checkered flag to take. It's the second group of juniors. With in second place Maxim Smith, Dylan Morton finishes behind, and then we've got Lincoln Bevan, Caden Welch, Will Swales, Cheesy Green 7th, Charlie Hume that is in 8th, Tom Holden 9th, and Leo Basterfield rounds off the top 10.
And this race rounds off our amuse-bouche of a coverage here from Dunkeswell.
Little bit of a taste of a round 3 of the Junction 6 NKC, Nick. We're back tomorrow with a full day's racing starting at 10 o'clock. I say a full day's racing. Starting at 10 o'clock, bit of a break at 11 and then back on till tea time.
Then on forever, yes. And we think we'll finish before the football starts, if you care.
Which
you probably don't, because we're all karting fans. Thank you to those who joined in on the chat. Right, Troy Adams, I'm mates with Lucas, and he's in the Corsa, not Coles, so stop saying it.
Well, it's in the programme.
I thought it was different. Thank you,
Yeah,
Troy.
we
I
did.
thought it was painted differently, but it's in the programme wrong, so I think what's happening is...
It's TH Corsa.
Yeah. So you've misread it?
I misread that, yeah.
Do you want to sort your nose out and I'll carry on talking? So thank you, Troy. It's fine. Afternoon chat. Hey, McCarthy, how you doing, mate? Beautiful looking track. Well, I'm glad you've joined. It's a new one for you, but you're going to have to come back tomorrow because we've finished. Twins of Steel TV go Rafi. Patrick Williams-Raj spoke to us earlier. Righty-ho. That is it for us for today. So, Joe, we will be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock. He will have had a big nose-blowing situation. Everything will be fine.
The hay fever's kicking in.
I know.
Hopefully
And we will
it'll go
see
away
you
tomorrow.
then at 10 o'clock. Until then,
Good night, I think is the term
good
you're
night.
looking for.
I'm doing sign language to Paul about graphics. It takes a long time. That's the NKC Saturday warm-up heat. Well, warm-up of us, but the heats that count from Dunkeswell. See you tomorrow morning.